Hi everyone, I am going to show you how to make these adorable Christmas gnomes using foam cones, wood slices, and felt. So let's go ahead and get started. The first supply we're going to need is a wood slice. I have a slice here that is between 3.5 and 4 inches. I will include links to all the supplies that you see in this video today. So the wood slice is going to give our gnome a little stand. And then we're also going to use a foam cone. So this foam cone is about 6 inches high. And the cone is going to act as the body and the head and hat for the gnome. We're also going to need some faux fur. So I have a little 6-inch piece of faux fur here that we're going to use to wrap around the body of the gnome. And this is going to create the beard and the hair. I also have some little accessories or embellishments here. And then I have some buttons for the feet and then beads for the nose and the hands. I also have a little piece of buffalo check plaid here. Is that what you call it? Buffalo plaid, buffalo check. It's about 10 inches by 7 inches. It's definitely more than I need to cover the base of the foam cone, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough. And then I have a bowl that's about 6 inches wide, and we're going to use this to trace the template for the gnome's hat. And each of these little circles is going to give us 2 hats. You can use any circle that is between 6 and 8 inches in diameter to make the gnome's hat. So I'm just going to finish cutting up my circle. I just used a little chalk pencil there, and then we're going to fold it in half. And then we're just going to cut right down the center, and that is going to give us 2 little hats. I was kind of torn as to what color to use for the gnome's hat. I was trying out some red felt, some green felt, but ultimately I thought that the black felt would match best with the fabric that I chose. So let's go ahead and lay down our fabric and then place the cone on the fabric. I'm just going to add a strip of hot glue here. I'm using a low temperature hot glue gun and low temperature glue. Definitely use that if you're making this project so that you don't burn yourself if you happen to come into contact with the glue. We don't need the high heat glue for the type of work that we're doing here to glue fabric to foam or fabric to felt. So the low temp works just fine here, and it's a little safer, I think. And then once I have the cone fully wrapped, I'm just going to go ahead and end it. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the excess fabric and then go ahead and just glue it down by just adding a strip of glue along the edge here and then just rolling it on top of itself. And now on the bottom, I'm going to cut the excess off too before we go ahead and fold it towards the bottom. So I'm just going to leave myself maybe about an inch or a half of an inch of fabric, and then I'm going to take some hot glue and apply it around the rim and just working in small sections. Just add the glue and then just press the fabric down. And you are going to get some folds that you'll need to glue down as well, but just go slow and just, as you come to a fold, you can glue them down or you can come back to them at the end. The main thing is that you want the base to be nice and smooth without any little bumps. And you can achieve that just by going slow and making sure that you glue down each piece of the fabric, even the overlapping parts of fabric. So I'm just taking my time here and I'm just going to glue all that fabric down to the base. That looks good. Now we can move on to the hat. So I'm just going to hold the half circle in front of me and then fold it over about a quarter of the way, add a strip of glue, and then just fold the hat over to catch the glue, and then I'll just pick it up with my hand, and then we can go ahead and just add a little bit more glue to just finish off the hat there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and just carefully just fold it over the top of the hat. And that looks pretty good to me. So now we can set our hat aside and we can work on attaching the beard and the hair. So I have my little 6-inch piece of faux fur, and I'm just going to place it around the top of the cone, maybe about 2 inches of the way down. And I'm just going to arrange it until it looks pretty good to me. And then once I have the placement that I like. I'm just going to glue down the ends there just to make sure it doesn't shift around much. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to one end of the beard, and then I'm going to add some glue to the other end and then just attach it that way. So the center doesn't have any glue, and that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I got the placement right there so that the beard and the hair wraps all the way around the gnome. For the back side, I'm just going to do a little bit of a trim just so it looks a little neat. So he has kind of a short hairstyle in the back, and so I guess it's like what, party in the front and business in the back. That's our little gnome's hair and beard style that we're giving him. I'm going to add a whole bunch of glue to the back of the head, and I'm going to attach the hat to the back. And I'm not going to add any glue to the front or the sides. I'm just going to attach the glue to the back because I want to leave room to stick our little gnome nose under the ridge of the hat there. So that's what I'm doing. So I attach the glue to the beard, and I'm just going to press the nose up and under our little felt hat. And that is a 1/2 inch bead. It's 12 to 14 millimeters. Then I'm just going to trim the back of the hair and the beard just to get it a little bit more straight. And that looks pretty good to me. And now we can go ahead and add our sweet little gnome to the wood slice to give him like a little pedestal base, and that's going to help him to stand upright. So for the feet, I'm just using 2 buttons. So I have 2 black buttons here. They're probably about 1 inch wide each, maybe 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch. And I'm just going to place them near the front of the wood slice. And we're just going to pop the gnome right on top of the feet. So I'm going to add some hot glue to the edges of the gnome and a big mound in the center just to make sure that he sticks good to that little wood slice. And I'm going to attach the gnome about halfway at the halfway point of the button so that you can see half of the button peeking out, and then that looks like his little shoes. And I think that is just so sweet and cute and just such a great way to add feet to a gnome. Okay, so now I have my little embellishments, and I'm gonna add a snowflake to his hat for an embellishment. I was really struggling over which one would work best, but I think the snowflake looks nice. I like the contrast of the white and black. And then for the candy cane, we're gonna attach it. Make sure that you add the glue to the beard as well as the fabric underneath. If you just add the glue to the fabric, then the beard won't look right. And if you just add it to the beard, then the little candy cane won't sit right. For the hands, I just have little 8 millimeter beads here. And I'm just going to glue those in the center of the body. And I just love how cute he looks. I love that little candy cane. I love his outfit. I just think that this is an adorable little gnome. All right, so here are our little gnomes. How sweet are they? They come together so quickly. Each of these little guys took me about 10 minutes to make. It was a super fun project to do. It's a great project to do on a family night or with your grandchildren, or if you have some girlfriends over. And they also make wonderful little Christmas gifts. If you're going to a Christmas party, how wonderful would it be to show up with one of these little gnomes for your host or hostess? All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give these gnomes a try, and I will see you again soon in the next video.